Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody is doing great. Let's see how many people show up. Uh, Thank you for tuning in here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on YouTube. Those that tune in to my Spiritual Encrypted Encounters group on Facebook, and those who follow my short reel TikToks under HCS. I hope everybody is having a good evening. Let's see who tunes in. I'm sorry about yesterday, brothers and sisters. We had all kinds of problems with the laptop. The connection on the live feed was horrible, So I'm using my phone right now. Hope everybody's is having a wonderful evening. Like I said, I'm going live here through my phone because I was having problems with my laptop yesterday. Uh, all kinds of disturbances that was happening with the live feed. I'm trying to do a live out here outside uh, instead of doing one inside, just to see if there's going to be any mosquitoes out here or not. But if there is, we'll go inside and probably do the live inside if too many mosquitoes surface up. How y'all doing? Trying to see the comments here. I'm not seeing no comments from anybody right now, so I'm just gonna go with it. Let me see uh, something here real quick. Live chat messages are visible now. Okay, I hit that. If y'all can hear me loud and clear, give me a thumbs up. Let me raise up the volume on my phone. I hope I can see y'all. All messages are visible. Just nobody writing nothing right now. There we go. How you doing, Pura Vida? You're welcome. How you doing, Chariot? How you doing this evening? I guess there is mosquitoes. There's one that landed right on the phone. I'm trying to do a live out here. It's been a while done live ever since the tornado that had passed through here. There's been a lot of mosquitoes outside, and I've been doing most of my lives indoors, but I decided to do one outside just to sense what's around spiritually. Sometimes you just have to get outside to feel what's around spiritually. So that's why I'm out here right now, doing the live feed outdoors. Yeah. Uh, People in Transylvania worry about vampires. Here in Texas, we just worry about the skeeters. They're pretty big. Well, this ones this year are small and vicious, man. So, yeah, they're small and vicious. Sí, sabe hablar español. ¿Cómo estás? ¿De dónde eres, Diego? How y'all doing this evening? No, I just wanted to talk about certain things. It's like I was trying to find out a topic, what to talk about. I was thinking about talking about witches, warlocks, brujas, brujos. But before I say any stories, I wanted to talk about Argentina. Saludos para atrás. Yes, well, last night I had a lot of disturbance after I started talking about a certain topic. As soon as I started talking about this topic, was having a spiritual talk with the viewers. I was talking about how there's a lot of demons where that we're talking about how people wanted fame and fortune through music, through acting and stuff like that. How a lot of people that are musicians that are in Hollywood that they done sold their souls. So as I was talking about that, is my connection started interrupting and I lost the feed, so I wasn't able to continue what I was going to talk about. Basically, there's a lot of people that in this world that want power, so they sell their soul, for fame and fortune, in which anything that they do here and any money or anything that they make here, this is for anybody. No matter if you're the richest man in the world, you can't take nothing with you. Everything stays back, right? So basically, what I'm saying is a lot of these people, or I guess in their own sense of way, they're selling their souls, and they're gonna miss their ticket to where uh, into the kingdom of heaven, which there's where all the real riches are. And I'm not talking about money. Uh, it's about our spirits to ascend into the kingdom of heaven. So you got the fallen, you got the watchers. It created the Nephilim became disembodied Nephilim. You got people like you got the Legion. You got witches, warlocks. Through witchcraft and necromancy, and then you got people that done sold their souls, right? Because they wanted to be famous here in this world. So all these people that they done sold their souls or made deals, uh, the fate is already sealed in a sense of a way. So what are they going to do? They don't want to be the only ones going down, right? So they're going to try to take influence people in a bad way to try to take as many people as possible if they're believing in them, and if their source of their fame and fortune were demons, then it's like all these people that believe in their contributions to music or to acting in Hollywood or politics or whatever. They're being deceived by the demons. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. These demons that I speak of. They influence a lot of things. They influence the governments. Uh, that's why there's war. There's chaos and division through of race, chaos and division through of countries, is because they're influenced by these demons. They have power over the people that it can have power over, and some of those people are in our governments that are presidents that are up there. You know, kings, queens. All these people that are in power, they're being influenced by this forces. You want to throw the Pope in there, the Catholic Pope, throw him in there too. Uh, but that's what they do. Uh, we're not going to talk about politics here right now. You, let me read some of his comments. Estoy enfocando en cambiar mi identidad, o sea, dicen que los sí, Diego, como puedes a cambiar de persona es para mí es como necesitamos que perdonar a gente que nos ha hecho mal en este mundo. Pero necesitamos que perdonarlos porque perdonar es parte de amor y eso es lo que necesitamos que tener en el corazón, es amor y perdonar a la gente que nos ha hecho malo y, y quebrar los, ¿cómo se dice? Las maldades o ¿cómo se dice? Las maldades que nos han hecho. Necesitamos que quebrar, cortar esas maldades perdonando a esa gente y no tener, uh, no estar enojados o tener venganza, pero tener amor en el corazón, porque cuando tienes, no has perdonado, tienes, andas enojado, venganza o tienes miedo, ¿verdad? Esos son, ¿cómo se dice? Puertas que la cosa mala, ¿verdad? O los demonios pueden usar para atacar tu corazón. Por eso es importante de perdonar a la gente y mantener tu amor y tu relación con Jesucristo. Tener una relación con Jesucristo y mantener tu fe y tu fe con Él. Y si pasa algo, puedes rezar para que venga Él y te ayude uh, con lo que está pasando. Uh, en inglés yo digo, tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. Es, estás usando a Jesucristo para pelear contra las cosas malas o demonios. How you doing, UK? So rebel. Yeah, I was talking to Mr. Diego Gomez because he's from Portuguese. So I was trying to talk to him to the best of my abilities, uh, the Spanish that I know, because the Portuguese Spanish or from Spain is the real Spanish. Me, I'm from the United Estados Unidos, from Texas, and my it's not the perfect Spanish how it's really said. So I hope he understood what I'm saying to him. Knife attacks. Yeah, I heard about that. Uh, I don't know if UK doesn't have weapons. If like in the United States, people are allowed to buy weapons and stuff like that. But you know, knives, the tormentors, the ones that torture in hell, in el infierno, los tormentores. That's what they use. They use weapons of torture. They use knives, machetes. That's what they use. So when you telling me right now that there's knife attacks in the UK, that's telling me that there's these demons from hell called the tormentors are running loose over there right now, because that's what they use to torment or torture the souls is is knives, machetes, and all kinds of different weapons. So that's telling me that the demons are running loose in the UK right now. So I would say to you, if not saying that the person might not be bad, but if they have a spiritual opening, they might be being used in that manner, as in they're being possessed to do this acts, And I think the UK had brought in some people from where did they bring them from? From another country at one point in time. I think they went to Germany and to there, and they were causing all kinds of chaos and havoc, where they were raping women and stuff like that. So maybe some of those attacks or from those people that came from another country in there, which they might be demonized from where they were coming from. If I remember correctly, I heard some stories of something like that. Where you live at said, yeah, I was having problems with my laptop yesterday. Uh, I started having technical difficulties once I started talking about this matter of what I'm speaking of right now. I was trying to talk spiritually. When you talk in spirit, you're sharing your wisdom and knowledge to the viewers or for whoever tunes in. But I'm thinking that my people have been reporting my content. The trolls have been reporting my content, so I'm not getting that much viewership like I normally get due to that people have been reporting my content. You know, I have a brother that's a teacher over there in California. Maybe I can speak to him. Maybe to be able to help you out. He lives in San Diego. My brother, and he's a teacher, an art teacher, and his wife is an English teacher. They live in San Diego. I don't know who you are, Joe. I just see you say, "Can I have your number?" I don't know who you are. Uh, you can contact me through Messenger if you like, under Abe Cias. So yeah, that's what I was talking about yesterday. As we were going through the conversations, we talked about a lot of things. Uh, so this guy here is trolling, so he's out of here. I believe it's the same troll. I don't even want to talk about that loser no more. I'm just gonna move on forward. Continue to do the spiritual works and just not focus on people that are here trolling. Um, what I wanted to talk about is how when you maintain a love foundation and you're not dwelling in the things that cause spiritual openings like anger, hatred, fear, believing in other things, or vengeance, or unforgiveness. That when you're living your life with forgiveness, with no fear, with faith and belief in Jesus Christ, uh, and no anger, hatred, or vengeance, that your life changes because you're blessed with the spiritual gift of discernment. And once you utilize those spiritual gifts, that they're blessed to you by the Heavenly Father, that your life changes forever, in which you'll be doing the works like I'm doing right now. You're welcome. Oh, sorry, Benny, but forgiveness is part of love, man. You have to forgive people. I forgive people daily. If you would see the spiritual warfare that I'm talking about, then you would understand. Instead of being closed-minded and just believing in something that's minute, what you believe in, then you understand where I'm coming from. But till you break that bondage and those chains off, then you probably won't be to my level to understand what I'm speaking of right now. Because you choose to be bonded by something that is minute, that is nothing spiritually. How you doing, Red Fox? Well, basically, I'm going to share a story with y'all. You know, whoever's here to listen to this, and this is dealing with when you're not dwelling in negativity, you're not letting anybody coming at you in a negative way bother you. But when you have your love foundation, and you're not focused on anything negative, you're not allowing any negativity into your foundation. That's what I want to talk about y'all tonight. So just listen to what I have to say. Whoever is tuning in. Uh, so when uh, when I got blessed with the spiritual gift of discernment, it's an amazing feeling to be blessed with this, because it's a gift that prepares you spiritually in many ways. Sometimes you know things that are to come. Sometimes you're placed in an area where somebody might need spiritual help. As people are alive, they have spirits. But there's times where people don't have a vessel no more, but they're still roaming here earth in spirit, because they're trapped here, because something might have happened to them. Something tragic, a car accident, a river might have taken them, or they might have drowned. Something tragic might have happened to them. Well, this is where I'm going to talk to you all about where I follow my spirit. Every time I go do the video in the woods and stuff like that, I follow my spirit, and the Heavenly Father guides me of what to do spiritually. So I'm going to go to the day when this happened. Thank you, Red Fox. Uh, it had been a while. I had gone out. The last time I had gone out to investigate, uh, certain things had happened. So it's like I stopped going there, because if I feel like I got ambushed in a sense of a way. When you fight spiritually, they see the love foundation, they come. So this time I went prepared. When I went out there, I had a piece of selenite with me, which a selenite, you can charge minerals on it. It's kind of like a piece of selenite like this, or a raw piece of selenite that I have here. But it was like in the shape of a sword that I had, and I was doing a spiritual test this day. I said, okay, the times that I've come out here without extra energy, it's like they attempt to try to attack me spiritually and drain my energy. So I said to myself, this time I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to take the selenite, because the selenite can attract energy from the sun, right? So it'll save energy in there. So I was using this sword, to walk into this area, and I was trying to show people from the cryptid community and other people that from other groups, that you don't need to take a weapon, a firearm in any kind of way, shape, or form, uh, while you go and try to find answers, right? That you could take something in that nature, something natural from Mother Nature itself, to enter an area. So that was a test that day that I was doing. It was an experiment. So as I was walking into this area, I had the sword in my hand, the selenite sword, and as soon as I started walking into the wood line, it's like I lost connection right off the bat. As I lost connection, my senses got triggered. All my hairs were standing up. So it's like it was so hot and heavy that I couldn't show fear. And I said to myself, if I turn around and walk away, then whatever's out here is going to win, right? So I said, no, I'm not. I'm going to go in there and continue to push on forward with no fear. And I started praying the Our Father as I entered there, and as I entered into this space of the path, I could hear all kinds of noises. I was hearing noises like branches breaking. I was hearing somebody speaking a different dialect, different language. Uh, Hearing different sounds of animals and things of that nature. But I continued to pray and walk through with this selenite sword. But it was with my faith and believing in Jesus Christ, and as it was getting hot and heavy, I was tied, bound, and rebuking in Jesus Christ's name. So I stopped there, and my live, cut off again. So I'm in there, and I'm fighting spiritually. Whatever's around me, I'm sensing things. There's things moving around me spiritually, and I'm tied, bound, and rebuking in Jesus Christ's name. And I said, you know what? I'm going to keep on going forward, in spite of how heavy or hot it was there. I still kept on going forward because I felt that something was guiding me somewhere spiritually. I could feel it, that I was there for a reason, that God placed me to go there for a reason that day. But it was hot and heavy, as if something that didn't want me to be there because something was there, right? So as I was walking, right, walk for a while, and people that are viewing the video, the live, they're like, hey man, you need to get out of there, get out of there. And within myself, it's like, no, I gotta continue pressing forward. So I'm walking down the path and going through the woods, and as I cross a certain section of the woods, I see the back of a truck sticking out of the woods. I see a license plate. It's a green truck, and activity's still going crazy around me. Like something doesn't want me there. So I continue to pray. I go up to where this truck is, as I'm recording, and I say, "Is anybody out here? Anybody out here?" And nobody's saying nothing. So I go to the truck. The windows are down. The keys are in ignition, and there's like a wallet there, just like somebody just left a wallet. So I'm asking, is anybody out here? Anybody out here? And I'm looking around. I hear nothing. So I said, okay, I'm not gonna touch nothing. It's just weird that there's a car out here. It's got a wallet and it's got a keys in ignition. So I keep on walking. As I'm walking around further into the woods, I find like a little site where there's a mosquito net. There's what do you call those? Patio umbrella. So I'll go there and I'm recording and I say, hey, is anybody here? But nobody's saying nothing. So I found a bag with some stuff in there, some bottled waters, and I'm looking around and I say, anybody out here? And I see a tarp. There's a tarp underneath some trees, and it looks like there's something underneath the tarp. But activity starts picking up, and I'm looking, and I kept on saying, is anybody out here? And then that's when I started hearing all kinds of things. It's kind of like whatever's there is on the video. When I debunked it, they were saying all kinds of things to me. Like, for example, let's get them now, or get out, and stuff like that. They were mentioning some of my family members' names. But so when it started getting hot and heavy like that, it's okay. It's time for me to get out of here. So I still maintained my faith. I wasn't afraid. So I just prayed, and I could feel how this uh, demonic or unclean spirits were around me as I was heading out, which they were trying to get my attention. So I kept on praying. So tie binding, rebuking Jesus Christ's name. I left the area, and I took authority of whatever was there and said, "Hey, you're not welcome to follow me." So I went to the park where I was parked at. There's like a parking lot. So I called the police. I called the police, and I said, "Hey, I found a vehicle out here in the woods. Do y'all want to come so I can show you where it's at?" So I was waiting there for about an hour and a half. They never showed up. So I went home. So when I was home, they called me and they told me if I could give them the location of this vehicle. I said, sure. And I told them exactly where it was at. Then over the weekend, because it was a Friday, over the weekend, when Monday comes along, I guess they had a search out there uh, because the truck that the description that I gave them and the license plate number that I gave them belonged to a man that was missing. He had been missing for about 2.5 months, almost, yeah, like 2.5 months, almost 3 months that he had been missing. I didn't even know there was somebody missing. It just happened that spiritually the Heavenly Father guided me that way. But on that Monday, they have found his body out there also. I believe if his body was out there, it was there where that tarp was. How he passed away, I do not know. But all I know is I was meant to go there to help them locate this guy, so he can get placed in holy ground, right? So I follow my spiritual uh, instinct. I follow what the Heavenly Father was telling me to do, and which was to find this guy. I didn't even know there was a guy missing, but he was he was found. Then he was placed in holy ground, and his family, got peace. They found out that he wasn't here no more, but he was at least they had the body to place in a holy ground, that he was found. To this day, I don't know how he passed away or anything like that. The only thing I know is I was the one through Jesus Christ that was able to find the vehicle that led to his body to be found. In order for something to happen the way, brothers and sisters, is you really have to be in tune spiritually to the Heavenly Father, and He'll guide you to locations like that, or He can even guide you to where somebody is going through something spiritual that needs spiritual help, and that's where we come in to help out spiritually. How you doing, Vader? Yeah, I heard of people saying to use tobacco, but this things that are around here in Central Texas, there's a lot of skinwalker, shapeshifter activity, or should I say skinwalkers, right? Because a lot of Central Texas, I mean, I think there's a lot of mosquitoes out here. I'm thinking I'm going to take this inside, fellas, because the mosquitoes are getting me out here. So bear with me. I'm going to disconnect this, and I'm going to take the show inside the house. And I'm going to hook up inside the house because these mosquitoes are doing a number on me out here. Pretty bad. Let me shut up. Okay. Let me go inside. Mosquitoes are flying everywhere. Yeah, mosquitoes Messing me up, Xavier. Damn. All right, bear with me, guys. Let me go indoors. Let me go to the set it up over here. Okay. Wait one. Damn, that little sucker followed me inside. All right, let me set it up here, y'all. Real quick. I'm trying to set up. Wait one. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, yo. The mosquitoes were tearing me up outside. They were tearing me up. I was only out there for what? For 30 something minutes. They were bad. Because the mosquito must not like me. There we go. Let me fix this lighting here. See some of the comments that are here right now. I know how long I'm gonna go tonight. I decided to go early so I could get me some rest. But we'll see. See who shows up. You know, it's kind of like I've been getting invited to go to places and stuff like that by people. Uh, like I got invited to go somewhere tomorrow. When I do my shows on Friday, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Well, what I'm gonna if I'm gonna be able to do a show tomorrow night or not. I live in Texas, man. Skylar something says something about breast. Yeah, they're vicious, man. They were tearing me up. So basically, I helped find a guy that had been missing for 2.5 months, possibly 3 months. That nobody knew where he was at, but I was guided spiritually to where the location was of where it was at. In Iraq, it was the mosquitoes were pretty big. They had some dung beetles, but the sand fleas were vicious, man. Those sand fleas were were vicious, kind of like mosquitoes. They were like light brown colored, like desert colored, and when they land on you, they bite the hell out of you. So they were as bad as the mosquitoes are here in Texas right now. The sandstorms were pretty vicious. You know, when the sandstorms will come, you can see it coming. Yeah, the camel spiders would attack you. They will come at you. And they'll try to jump on you too. Uh, I seen a couple of vipers, sand vipers. I believe there was a cobra that was found in outdoor latrine. This guy was using the restroom, and he seen something rise from the hole and was looking at him, and it was a cobra looking at him. Just put it this way, he didn't even get a wipe, and he took off running out of there, and the cobra was chasing him. He was running as fast as he could, and the cobra was right on him, following him. Wolf spiders, yeah. There's a lot of scorpions out there, black scorpions, some brown scorpions, and some little red scorpions. The little red scorpions are lethal. That if they sting you, you're dead. Uh, uh, the other kind of animals that I witnessed out there, just really nothing crazy. Like just the snakes, the sand vipers, and I guess the cobra. A couple of reptilians, lizards that were out there. They had spikes on their tail. They kind of looked like horny toads, but they were bigger than horny toads. Uh, I guess they had spikes as protection, and some big green lizards that will come out of the ground sometimes. They were pretty huge, almost as long as a tank. I just don't know what kind of lizard it was from their region. We got somebody named Crazy Sarah here. Is this Sarah from the Corn of the Cob, the daughter sister or daughter wife? I think it is. How's Hunter doing? Say hi to him for me. I'll help you. I'll send you away. There you go. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I think there was the daughter wife of Mikey that showed up, named Syra. I think that's her name. I don't know what her name is. Uh, but yeah, they're popping up with their fake accounts. So I just want to know if if I give you a bushel of corn on the cob, would y'all leave me alone? You can do whatever the hell you want to do with the corn on the cob. Whatever you do over there in Oklahoma. I'll send you some big ones here from Texas. Some big corn on the cobs. You can do whatever you want to do with them. Maybe I'll send you a bushel of big corn on the cobs from Texas. Maybe you can stop trolling me. Oh, they're quiet now. Yeah, they got nothing else better to do. They sure got some issues over there in Oklahoma. Must be the water they drink over there. They probably drink mineral water or something, pond water. You see, Mikey's teeth are all jacked up. I don't know if it's from the water he drinks or from the meth he smokes, but it's pretty bad. But besides that, let me get away from that. Chicken dry. No pond water. Elotes allowed. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I guess they eat a lot of corn. What is it? Is there a football team called the Huskers over there or something? The Corn Huskers? I think that's somewhere else, ain't it? The Corn Huskers. That's a different. That's from a different state. So I don't know how somebody's from Oklahoma loves corn so much. I wonder if the Bigfoot, maybe he pretends to be a Bigfoot, and he says, "Hey, we need to give the Bigfoot a corn on the cob." He throws a couple of rocks, goes over there. Hey, the corn on the cob is missing, in which he actually has it on himself, hiding it. You know what I mean? You know, that's all I know. What's his name? Mikey likes corn on the cob, the long ways. Here, I'll help you out, sweetie. Corner cob identified. Fire on the way. I send the other corner cob away. Uh, yeah, they be coming out every night, man. They said let's mess with brother Abe. Let's mess with Abe. You know, it's like this. You know, whoever is behind that, you know, it's I don't know what they get out of it, man. It ain't gonna stop me from doing my live feeds. I'm gonna continue regardless. Uh, but yeah, I have people inviting me to do certain things, so I know what I'm gonna do tomorrow because I get invited to go somewhere. They've been inviting me like a week ago. I normally do podcast on Friday, so we'll see what happens. You know, yeah, they're gonna be on something over there in Oklahoma. That the meth man, that's affecting them pretty bad, man. They probably want me to ask for donations so I can give them the money so they can get a high. Hell no, I'm not gonna do that. Besides those losers, and I say all of them in general, all them losers. Um, no, what I really wanted to talk about was about the brujas and brujos, the lechuza wizards and warlocks. You know, the battles that I've been having against them as of late. They be surfacing up, man. They surfaced up this past weekend when I went out dancing. There was a bunch of them there, Uh, it's kind of like I don't have to. They don't have to be in secrecy from me because I know what they're about. You know, I can tell who's who when it comes down to that. So there was a lot of them that are united as witches and warlocks, but I wasn't. I'm not afraid of them. They know that I have Jesus Christ on my side, so they kind of like stay away from me. Even they might say things to me like basically trying to tell me that they've done something, but nothing is wrong with me because I don't accept no negativity. The only thing I see is see them getting hurt over and over and over when they're attempting to do things to me spiritually that it backfires and they wind up getting injured or whatever, because it's backfiring because I'm not accepting the negativity. Every tree in the desert. Oh, there's many, man. There's many. They're surfacing up. Like my microwave has been working perfectly, and now it's going off by itself as I brought the live inside here. You see that? Well, let me say a little prayer before I continue. Heavenly Father, at this time, if there's anything negative or anything to follow us at the house, you're not welcome here. We take authority over you in Jesus Christ's name. We tie, bind, and rebuke you. Leave my house at this time. This I pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Sometimes when you're outside, you have to make sure nothing follows you inside the house. Yeah, it's been a lot of activity of the balance. Yes. Let me see how I can stop that beeping. If it goes off again, I'm going to see what I can do to stop it. Yeah, there's a lot of unseen forces working right now that are coming against us this afternoon. As I was stepping off my front porch or the front of my home, there was a piece of wood that fallen from, I guess, from the roof, you know, and he had a nail sticking out in it, and I almost stepped on it, but I was able to see it, and I dodged it, but it was a pretty good size. I'm just glad that I didn't step on it. Well, when you talk about crazy, like what kind of things are you talking about that people have been acting crazy? I mean, we know trolls act crazy all the time, or is it because I mean, like crazy as in they've been doing bad things, like killing people and stuff like that? I know the weather's been crazy. You've had those fires over there in Arizona and New Mexico. Then along the Gulf, you have flooding towards, I guess, Houston and Galveston area, where the water came onto land. A lot of activity happening. Hurricanes, I think hurricane in South Texas. Normally, when you have that kind of activity, where you got all this energies in the air, you have the energies of the water, energies of the fire. You're going to have some kind of activity happening. A side effect from all that. Oh, I see. I see nutty people where most are military wise. Yeah, the military wives are a handful, man. I remember being Rear D commander, and those women are out of control, man. That's all I can tell you. When the husband's out playing army, the wives were out there playing around on the husbands. That's what I will witness. I don't know if it's like that now, but I witnessed that. Is a crazy world we live in. Yeah, sometimes you have to tell those individuals acting the way, God bless you, you know, just to see what the demeanor is, as you're a spiritual warrior. Put it to the test. Say, God bless you. If they say something crazy to you, you know, no, normally if they're being controlled by something or something is attached to them, spiritually, when you say God bless you, or you could say, can we pray or something, whatever's there going to take off, and that's when you're going to know that, and their demeanor is going to change. That there was something there controlling those individuals, and sometimes a person is living in sin. That's a spiritual opening. Yeah, we have to say God bless you to people, keep people in prayer, forgive people. I forgive people daily, especially when they come at me here in a negative way on spiritual encrypted encounters. I forgive them daily because I'm not going to let them affect my spirit, my love foundation. So I forgive people daily. I don't accept the negativity, so that negativity is going right back to them. You know, yeah, and that's the main goal when they jump in here and they're trying to interrupt my live feed and acting crazy. That's what they want. They want me to get upset or they want me to say something crazy to them. I'm not gonna play that game. So, but this microwave is just going off crazy. Uh, I'll be right back. Huh? No, you can stop it when it goes off. I don't know what's going on with it. Come back. Sorry about that. We changed out the fuse on the microwave, thinking that that's what the problem was, because the fuse had a red mark on it, where I guess the fuse had given out. Replaced that, and it was working, but now all of a sudden, as I'm talking about all this, is just going off. When he hadn't been doing that since we fixed it, since we changed the fuse. Uh, because he's being bonded. That's what he's about. He's always been that way, I guess, as a kid, all the way up to now, and nobody in his family, his father or mother, probably never set him straight to tell him, hey, and that's wrong, that's not right, and that's why he's the way he is, because they let him be that way. So, and in his mind, it's okay what he's doing, and he plays the victim like he's not doing nothing wrong. But I know that it's him and his family doing all this. They got some serious issues there. If I would say that they're being demonized, I would include to that demonization the spirits of incest. I believe that's what the problem is there with this guy, especially when he talks about corner the cob the way he does. He got some real big issues, you know. Uh, he messes with people, and then he denies it like he's not doing nothing wrong and all this stuff. He's got multiple personalities, you know. I ain't making excuses for him. He just got some issues, you know, and it's family issues because it's not just him. It's the rest of the rest of his immediate family members that are partaking in doing the same thing that he's doing. So they really got some serious issues, you know, and you know that's all I can say about that. You know, I'm not his friend, I'm not his buddy, or, you know, I don't want to associate with him in any kind of way. But you know, I do pray for people, for them to awaken spiritually and to get free from the bondage that they're on. You know, it's just sometimes people already choose what path they want to be on. Well, if you spend that many hours uh, targeting people, you could spend that many hours working a job, working a job or working two jobs. As much time as he spends online messing with people, he could literally be working two jobs in which he could have been supporting for his son, right? He chose not to work zero jobs. He wants the viewers to donate money to him to support whatever habits he's got. And that's crazy right there. I guess he feels that people owe him something, you know. I wouldn't give him a single penny, you know, just being truthful. He spends more time messing with people and then playing victim. Like people are talking bad about him and all this stuff when, as y'all seen here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, right off the bat, they come at me in a negative way, you know. It's like every time I go live, they jump on them. And I know it's him or them or whatever. But who's the only thing I can say is I'm glad his son is safe with his mother, that she's taking care of him, that he's in good hands. All right, Vader, you take it easy. No, it's like I try to give people advice, you know, try to help them out, but it's everybody else that's telling him it's okay to be the way he is. It's a problem, you know. I mean, golly, what else do you got to lose to understand that you're on the wrong path? What else do you want to lose, you know? And then something else happens, and you're like, start blaming everybody else, but yourself, man. You know, uh, you want to blame the whole world, but besides yourself. But that's when somebody's being bonded. I mean, if you were in a bad path, wouldn't you have somebody rather have somebody there tell you straight up, hey man, you're fucking up, excuse my language, or you're messing up, instead of somebody that's just there uh, being your friend because they get something out of it, whether it's free beer that they're drinking from you because of the money you're making from the donations that are given to you, or if you're doing drugs, you know, they're just there to pump up the, what do you call it, the pride or the ego, and they're partaking in the beer and the drugs, free beer and free drugs. You know, that's not your true friends, man. I'm just being honest with you. I know that's one of the problems that you have. And then you want to come at me because I'm speaking the truth about it. At least I'm being more of a friend, telling you straight up what the problem is compared to supporting your habit. That's what the other people that are around you are doing because they're benefiting from it. And what's messed up about it is they're benefited from that, but nobody else is benefited from it. For example, your son. That's why he's not there no more. But like I said before, he's at a separate place. You can keep on doing what you're doing. Sooner or later, he's gonna catch up to you. You know, the more you do it, the more bonded you're gonna be. And if you're mad because spiritual Abe speaks the truth, so be it. Be mad. I'm not mad speaking the truth. You know. So I just, if you don't want me to say nothing about you, well, stop trolling me, man, and I'll keep you out of topic. Trust me, if you were my soldier when I was in the military, you were a soldier, I would have smoked you. I would have smoked you, man. I would have smoked you that you would be a responsible man. That you'd be supporting your family, because I would train you that way. Trust me. But anyways, so it doesn't lie, brothers and sisters. That's the way it is. You know, there's people that we can help, and there's people that we cannot help. There's people that we cannot help is because the path how they want to be. You know, I can say a lot of things to these individuals, and it's gonna go one ear and out the other. You know, but they're not gonna change their ways. They're gonna continue to be how they be. But you know, that's childish games. Uh, I don't know how old he is, but it's never too late to change your life, man. You could always join the military. I don't know if you got a record or what, but I don't know what your situation is, but venture out, man. Do something for yourself. That would be another good solution for you. If you got a clean record, join the military. Join the military, and you you got your. I don't know how many children you got, but you can place them down as dependents and support your children. You know, they'll take the money. If you got to pay child support, they'll take it automatically out of your paycheck and give it to your child. You know, the things you can do. If you truly you love your children, you know, you got to sacrifice something. Don't you just have to say, you know what, I'm going to be a responsible father. I want to take care of my children. Show them. Trust me, when you do those kind of things, man, it changes you forever in a good way. When you man up and take care of what you have to take care of your responsibilities, uh, it's a good feeling to have in your heart that you're doing it out of love, man. Out of love. That you know that you're placing you taking the measures, the steps to do something about it. Military's not a bad thing, you know. You can get a GI Bill or the color, yeah, Montgomery GI Bill. If you serve 3 years, 4 years, whenever you get out, you get that, and you're able to go to college. Um, if you're there, your children have uh, free medical, dental. No, military is not a bad thing. They take care of the soldiers' families also. I'm just being truthful with you, man. I don't know if that's out of your reach. I knew a female friend that she entered the military when she was 39 years old. She did 4 years and she got out, and she got out with an honorable discharge. She was a mother of like 5 kids, 6 kids that were grown. So she joined the military, did 4 years, got out, and she's going to college right now. I'm the one that gave her that advice. I said, look, I've seen you be with all these guys that are losers. I said, how come you to do something for yourself? I believe you have it in you to join the military. And I told her about the benefits, and I told her what you could do. She joined, did it. 4 years. Got out. She's going, almost going to fixing to graduate college. But she did it at the age of 39. If she could do it, I don't know how old you are, man. I'm talking about old boy from OK, KC. I don't know how old you are, but if she could do it, you can do it. She had been in bad relationships. All these guys that were supposed to be supporting wasn't supporting her or her children. So she did it herself. And sometimes that's what it takes for somebody to venture out and do something not just for themselves, but for the rest of their family. Yes, Sister Morgan. That's what I was trying to tell. Sometimes when I joke around, when I'm joking around with certain people, it's because they're coming at me in a negative way. So I might call them certain names or whatever, but in reality, I'm trying to help people. There is jobs within the government. You don't even have to join the military. You can work. It's kind of like working for the government, and I just can't remember the name, what they're called. But there's people that work for the government, and they still consider like part of the government. They can work for years till they retire. But I knew people like that too. They work on military base. They were civilians, and they get retired. But it's like if they wasn't in the military, but they were working for the government. Uh, I knew people like that worked on Fort Hood, which is Fort Cavazos right now. So when I'm trying to help out people, is I try to let them know that there's other jobs. There's a lot of jobs. It's just you got to venture out. Sometimes you have to. What I mean by sacrifice is sometimes you have to do what you have to do for your family. If it means venture out somewhere else where there's jobs and you're away from your family, well, do it. Do what you got to do. If you gotta get out of your hometown and you can find a job, for example, I think old boy will be a good truck driver. If you really wanted to, he could be a truck driver. Truck drivers get paid pretty good. You know, the more you're on the road, traveling, dropping the loads, the more money you make. Just so when you're a truck driver, you work in all kinds of weather. You know, uh, but still they pay good. You could put that under your belt. Start building. Then you can go out of state like that, and after a while, just to give you an example of what you can do. After a while, then you can come back just work locally within your state in Oklahoma. How you doing, Ophi? I'm just giving you some ideas, man, of things that you can do. You know, me, I can't do the job of a truck driver because of the conditions that I have from the military. But I have a lot of family members that are truck drivers. Uh, my uncle was in the military. Uh, he got out of the military and he's been a truck driver for, man, over 30 years being a truck driver. Got cousins that are truck drivers. I mean, there's money there. It's just what you want to do. And I'm thinking when you do that, you get away from all the BS friends that you have that are just there to stop you from doing something good in your life. But you got to have it in here to be able to want to do that. There's unions you can work for. You have to travel. They have, they hire you. They build a lot of facilities for the government. It can be work for a union. It's like working for the government, building stuff. I think they have a lot of unions over there in that are building a lot of things right now in New Mexico and Arizona. I know they have some fires over there, but there's a lot of opportunities. Shoot, it's just whatever you want to do out of life. If I could go back into the military, I would, but because with the conditions I have from serving in the military, I can't. But do I miss the military? I miss, yeah, also, I like the military, but it was just meant for me to do 10 years. It's what you make out of life, right? Sometimes people, there we go, interruption. I don't know what's going on, but you can do better for yourself. You don't have to settle for what you have. You can do better if you really set your mind to it. Me, I'm comfortable with what I'm doing right now, what I do. Uh, I could probably do a lot more if I wanted to, but no, this is who I am. You know, this is what I got. In which I like doing the spiritual life for those who want to listen, uh, to share my spiritual wisdom and knowledge with y'all, life experiences, and to let you know that you are somebody, that you can do it, that you can do it. It's up to you. It's just set it in your mind. You set something positive in your mind, you're going to get positive results. I'm just letting you know. You got to think positive. Positive things will happen all through Jesus Christ. Yeah, sorry to hear about the fires. I got my brother, my brother and his family live in San Diego. I think those fires come every year with El Nino. I love those fires. I used to see. I used to go train up in Fort Orange, California, in the NTC National Training Center, but there wasn't that. There was a lot of brush out there, but I really never seen any fires out there. It's just up further towards the mountains, in the desert. But I used to go training every year, like twice a year, I think, to Fort Orange, California. I seen mudslides. I was this is like in 93, 94, I think 93 or 90, yeah, somewhere around there, 93, 94. I'm out there. I got we call it the Gumby. It's the wet weather gear because it was raining. And I had the green OD green jacket on and my OD green wet weather gear on, with the OD green boots that you put over your boots. And I was out there fixing a target. I was fixing a target. Uh, we were bore side and it had fallen off because of the rain, so I had to go over there to fix a panel. As I was fixing the panel, I just seen this mudslide coming out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere, a mudslide. So I'm there fixing it, and I seen it going up and up and up and up and up and up. and it stops like around right here. I'm covered in mud like up to my mouth here, and it stopped around this height. It's like if it would have gone any higher, I guess I would have been stuck there like quicksand. Luckily it didn't, so I got my way out of that area till I came. The mud started going lower and lower. So the people, the other crews that were checking it out, because they were checking it out with their sights, they were like freaking out how this mud came out of nowhere. But yeah, sometimes you get caught up in some situations that are kind of, you could say, scary, but you got to think positive. Hello, Ophi. How you doing, Brother L? Prayers for California right now and for wherever there's any fires. We pray for the fires to be, uh, for rain to fall in these areas where there's fires, heavy rain to fall in these areas so the fires could stop burning. This I pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. I've seen fires on Fort Hood that we had a lumberjack, was it fireman detail? We had to go help the the helicopters that drop in water. We had to dig trenches so the fire wouldn't be able to spread. We'll contain the fire in a certain location. But those fires that you get over there in California are are worse because there's nothing to block the wind, and the wind is strong as hell. So that's why the fire spreads so fast because of how the wind is moving. Especially the Nino winds. When that comes through, it's pretty strong winds. So if the grass is hot and the wind is strong, it's gonna light up a fire. California and all those thing in Mexico, Arizona, they always have fires, but California gets them pretty bad every year. I went to visit my brother in San Diego, and I could see the ashes flying from the sky, and the fires were far away, but you could see ashes from the fire landing there in. Yeah, my brother lived in Chula Vista, or he still lives in that area, Chula Vista, California, in San Diego. My brother used to be in the Navy, so most of us were in the military. I was in the military. One of my brothers was in the Navy. I mean, I was in the Army. My older brother was in the Army Reserves. Then one of my brothers was in the Navy. My other brother, he could have been a policeman, uh, but he chose to be a teacher. So he's a principal right now. And my other brother that was in the Navy, he's a art teacher. So serving, I guess, or is within our family. You know, I know my son wanted to do something, but he's still debating whether he wants to or not. It's never too late, to join. Here, the Air Force is pretty good. The Air Force is is not as bad as the Army or the Marines or I don't know how the Navy is, but I don't know about the Air Force. That's one of the things that I wanted to do was transfer from from the Army to the Air Force, but they wouldn't let. Once you were in the military and the Army, it was hard for you to get transferred into the Air Force. But I always felt that, I could have done that, but, you know, it wasn't meant to be. So what do you want to talk about, brothers and sisters? What do you think is causing all this activities to happen around the world? Where there's fires, where there's flooding, what do you think could be causing that? Where certain locations are being strategically hit. Some people that you might know that might not be here no more. What do you think might be causing these strategical hits in certain areas? It's good, runner. Uh, well, sometimes there's spiritual warfare that certain areas are targeting people in certain areas, and through witchcraft and necromancy, and it's going back and forth, or it's going. They're trying to cause something, but it goes back to the sender. That's why things happen in that nature. Whether it's flooding, whether it's tornadoes, whether it's hurricanes, whether it's fires, whether it's earthquakes. That's part of spiritual warfare. Um, when the kingdom of heaven opens, what comes out is all the things dealing with Mother Nature. When the kingdom of heaven opens, is to send the angels to assist the people that are being targeted spiritually, right? So all the things happen, and certain things where people might be trying to do something with somebody because they're working for somebody, dealing with witchcraft and necromancy, it goes back to the sender. And that's why there's a lot of activity like that. I would suggest for those that do have faith is pray. Pray against some of the things that happen, but sometimes those things happen is because what the people are doing. It goes back to the sender. So certain areas are gonna get spiritually spiritually hit. But after that, then everything will settle down. Everything will stop. But it depends also of how many people might be affiliated in that manner. So that's why I pray for everybody. It doesn't matter to me. I pray. I mean, people are losing homes. There's animals that are dying, especially with fires. It's pretty bad. So the only thing I can do from here from Texas is pray. Just kind of like when I was going through the tornado here that I went through, what, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago. I know people had me in prayer, so prayer counts. You know, that the tornado that came through here in Temple Tech did a lot of damage to a certain side of Temple, but I prayed and thank God that nothing happened here. You know, but yes, those are the things that are going to be happening uh, when the unseen spiritual war happens. A lot of things are just kind of like what are happening right now. On one side of the states, we got a fire, and on the other side of the state, we got flooding. Right? So you would think, you said, well, okay, if there's that much flooding, how come we can get the water from the flood to go land over there where the fire is, right? That's why you got to pray, because the one that can make that happen is Jesus Christ. You got to pray. Prayer is important. Let's see who's here with me. Let me see if I can read all the comments. Yeah. What time we got here? It is 1:49 here in Central Texas, Temple, Texas. Telling you, prayer is important. Gotta pray. Benny, come on, man. He said he, he said he prays to the Santa Muerte. Come on. How come you don't do your own podcast, man? Talk about what you believe in. You know, believe Jesus Christ is the one that can make things happen. I'm just telling you right now, man. I think it's all up here, bro. Who who's where the fires are at right now? Who lives where the fires are at right now? Sorry, Benny. Jesus Christ is the way, man. I'm telling you. No, when you talk about the Santa Muerte, it reminds me of Beetlejuice when he's got the little shrunken head beside him. You know, like has a little shrunken head beside him, and it head shrinks by the head shrinker. That's what it reminds me of, man. Amen, amen, runner. You see, Benny, you should pray with us, Benny, to the Heavenly Father. He's the one that makes things happen. That's right. That's what you're supposed to pray to when you're going through something. I'm not sure Benny knows who to pray to. I'm more sure his parents showed him who to pray to when they probably took him to church. Benny Blanco, I'm more sure you're somewhere in your life you were Catholic. So I would assume that you know how to pray to the Our Father. You probably did the First Communion and all this, so you know the prayer of the deliverance prayer of the Our Father. There we go. So he knows what we're talking about. Amen. Amen, Sister Nellie Turner. So what made you change? What made you lose your faith in Jesus Christ, there, brother Benny? Something had to happen. What is it that happened that made you lose your faith in Jesus Christ? Or I'm just saying, what happened to you, man, that you lost your faith in Jesus Christ? That's what I want to know. Because if you were born, you were Catholic, you had to have your first communion, and for you to start believing in a skeleton, you know, something had to happen to you to, as you decided to, you're dabbling in the dark arts or something, you know, I don't know. Well, you can't believe in God and then say that the Santa Muerte is your faith. I'm sorry. You know, I'm just being honest with you, man. If you believe in God, then if you believe in Him, the faith has to be with God. You can say I believe in God, and then your faith is with a Santa Muerte. Tell me where. Yeah, as soon as we're talking about Santa Muerte, the microwave starts going off. Tell me. I'm just saying. How would you go? You say you believe in God, but where in your life did you start believing in the Santa Muerte? And that's what I want to know. Was you walking one day and you fell on the ground, hit your head, and then you get up and you say, "I believe in the Santa Muerte." You know, something had to happen. I mean, what is it that you say you believe in God in God, but what happened that you don't believe in God fully? Because if you believe in God, that means that your faith has to be with Him. You can't be with both. I mean, I just want to know what made you change your faith, right? That's what you were talking about, faith. You got your faith and belief, which should be connected to the Heavenly Father, right, or Jesus Christ. What is it that got you saying that you know that they exist, but you're believing in other things? I mean, you're saying they exist, but you're not believing them in 100% because your faith is not with them. You're saying that your faith is 100% with the muerte, so then you know of the existence of the Heavenly Father, but you're not praising Him like you're supposed to, right? So that means that you're dabbling in the dark arts of some sort, right? Said, okay, let's see what this is about. Said negative people that did me wrong, money borrowed, never pay me back. Also, I know what's wrong and right, bro. So what do you mean that people have borrowed money from you and never paid you back? How much money are we talking about? Are we talking about $20, $40, $60, $100? How much money are we talking about? A piggy bank full of quarters. You know, how much money are we talking about? $20,000. So was it a family member that did this to you? Was this money legal money? Or was this money illegal money? I mean, 20,000 is quite a bit. Was it money that was dirty money? That's what I want to know. Is it you believe in the Santa Muerte? You said that the Santa Muerte protects the cartels. Cartels are about drugs. So is it dirty money that we're talking about? Drug money? I just want to know, was it dirty money, drug money? Because that's what the cartels worship is a Santa Muerte to protect them, right? Drug money. Is it smuggling money, dirty money, blood money? 20,000, right? So am I speaking the truth? I'm just saying it had to be dirty money, right? Drug money. He said Santa Muerte took care of the person already. So you're saying basically that the person is dead. If Santa Muerte took care, something bad happened to the individual, and the person that owed you the drug money or shortchanged you or something is taken care of. How did the Santa Muerte take care of the? Did somebody kill him? Maybe it's part of a cartel, drug money. Something had to happen to him. Karma, right? That's what I figured. Is that's what the cartels they worship this so-called Santa Muerte in order for them to continue to do what they do, which is illegal activity. Well, maybe in Mexico is a way of survival, right? Drug money, selling drugs, uh, taking out other cartels because it's about power. But when you have to kill people cold blood, innocent children, innocent women, and stuff like that, you're killing your own people. It's not the Santa Muerte that's doing it. That's the thing. It's y'all doing it to yourselves. You know what I'm saying? You make it seem like it's Santa Muerte, but it's not. It's people that are doing that, that are, because it's the negativity just going back and forth, whether it's stolen money or somebody kills somebody, they'll go handle that individual. Innocent children, innocent people dying because the parents are affiliated with the drugs, right? The parents, because the economy is poor there. So if they don't obey the commands of the people that are in charge, then because it's about power, and the cartel want to install fear. So they have to set an example on people so they can continue to be feared, right? So you make up this thing of the Santa Muerte, in which the Heavenly Father is greater than something that's man-made because she's man-made, right? Man-made. So long you blame it on the Santa Muerte, I'm just here to tell you, man, that you saying that Santa Muerte is the cause of all this. I'm just here to let you know that on the day of judgment, anything of your actions or anybody's actions, you will be held accountable for your actions here on earth. That's all I'm saying. And you're going to see that the Santa Muerte is not even going to be nowhere there to of the judgment because it's something that's man-made. Just like a lot of other things are man-made, but there is demons, there is unseen forces that are around us. Some of the things that are man-made will be kind of like the Slender Man. You know what I'm talking about? The Slender Man. That's a man-made. It was man-made. The Slender Man. Ooh, I seen something pass by my foot. The Slender Man was man-made. Uh, to me, La Santa Muerte is man-made because I've never heard of La Santa Muerte back in. But maybe she did exist. I'm not sure. But I've never heard of La Santa Muerte till barely, not too long ago, like maybe 10, 15 years ago. When I start hearing about this Santa Muerte, I never heard of her before, and I'm from near the border. I never heard of nothing like this. But I knew that she's dealing with witchcraft and necromancy. Uh, the las brujas y los brujos, that's what they worship. How you doing, Sister Katie? All I'm saying, man, is that it's sad. Like Mexico is a poor country, and there's people that are doing whatever they're doing to try to survive or try to make it. The government is crooked, so they already have it bad because they got a crooked government. And then all these other people that got to make their ends meet how to survive at one point in time. Years past, the way they were making money was through drug smuggling. drug smuggling and smuggling the children. They started building this border walls and all this. They start losing money, so then they start having all this different cartels. The cartels have been there for a long time. It's just times have changed, and it's always been about power. I remember when I was a kid. I have nothing against nobody. Just to set the record straight. When I was a kid, I remember going to the corner store. Don Benjamin, that was his name. He was a uh, World War II vet. He was deaf, so I had to yell when I'm paying for something. And on the desk, I would see the papers, the newspaper from Mexico, where you could see like a lot of blood and gore, where people would get hung, people would get beheaded, shot, because they would handle people the old-fashioned way. That's the government doing this to some of these people. That's how it was back then. A lot of people were getting killed uh, by the government. But now it's kind of like the people are getting killed by the people that are in power along the borders, you know, and the government ain't doing nothing about it because the government itself is crooked. I mean, I know they've gone after some, and I've heard, because I know people, Benny, I know people. The only thing I can tell you is this, that I know that they killed some leaders from some of the cartels along the border by near Piedras Negras and Ocuña. In that area, there was a leader that got killed in that area. Uh, but it's dealing with that, it's dealing with, a lot of death, man, a lot of death. That's what I believe where the Santa Muerte came from. Is death, right? So there's a lot of deaths happening. So they say it's death. I mean, that's what it is. My time bros lo setas. I will play my what I will pay my dues when it's my time, bro. Los setas. So you're part of the setas. I met some people that were part from the setas up here in Colleen area. They asked me for a favor one time. They see me with my hat on. They had a sobrino was in the army, and there was a NCO, a sergeant that was messing with his nephew, and they wanted to take care of it the way they take care of it in Mexico. And I didn't know they were part of the Zetas, so I was telling them, look, the only thing I can tell you is this: tell your nephew to follow him around a little bit to see where he goes, and catch him off guard and just beat his ass when he's drunk. He'll learn his lesson and it won't mess with him no more. They did that. And then these guys, they came to me, it was like 6 or 7 of them, and they told me thank you for giving the advice that it helped. And then they looked at me and said, sometimes you don't know who you're talking to. And they said, Setas. That's what they said, Setas. So for people who don't know, Setas is a how should I say? There's different ones, but the Zetas is one of those gangs that are along the borders and the territorial, uh, and they believe in the Santa Muerte. I believe there was a girl that was part of the Zetas, and she had killed some children, some kids in over there, and she was trying to cross the border, make it to this side, but they caught her, and she wasn't that old. She was like in her 20s. As far as I know, she killed babies, and she believed in the Santa Muerte. So you could say, is I'm gonna ask Benny, like Benny, since Benny is here. Benny, is believing in the Santa Muerte witchcraft? Since you say that's what you believe in and that's what you worship, is it is it witchcraft? Brujeria. It's a form of witchcraft, right? Through what? Blood sacrifices. Benny says, one cartel, o sí, un cartel, no mercetas, cartel noreste, new generation. Okay. I think I've heard of wasn't there uno que se llamaba something azul? Something azul? In one of those fronteras? No, it's one cartel noreste, Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, Tropa del Infierno. Tamaulipas, Laredo, that's along all the border. Because the Tamaulipas, Reynosa, about Matamoros area too. Because what you're talking about is the region all along from all the fronteras from, is it Laredo? Is it near Laredo, near Eagle Pass? But the Mexican, all the fronteras, Ocuña, Piedras Negras, Tamaulipas, Reynosa, then you got Las Flores y Matamoros. Yeah, I have friends that they're tíos, sus tíos eran along those fronteras, and they'll be willing and dealing, you know, with drogas and all that. But yeah, it's pretty hot and heavy over there, you know. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Some of these people have it bad there in Mexico, but that's all they know. That's the way of survival for them. Um, when I was in a Desert Storm, I can't remember. No me acuerdo su nombre. It was a guy that served with me out there in the front lines. He was in one of the tanks next to us. Era un mexicano, and peleamos en la guerra. We fought in the war. Next thing you know, some MPs come, which is military police, and they take him. They take him because they're saying that he's illegal, and we're trying to fight for him. And we say, hey, he's with us. You know, we just finished fighting a war. He's with us, but they took him. So for those who don't know, there's been people from Mexico that fought with us in combat, and they got taken back across the border because they said they were illegal. And I'm thinking that's how some of these cartels started forming, right? They learned the structure, the ranking from the army. They went to Mexico, and they started searching. And there's some that were in the military, they were high rank, and they started this cartels because they had money, dinero, along the fronteras. Some of those guys are already gone. They're gone because they were too old. They were from the Vietnam era, you know. So there's a lot of things in place right there. Yeah, I mean, so see, we already got here's corn on the cob. Let's get him out of here. Corner Cub, if you don't be careful, Benny's gonna put the Santa Muerta on you, man. You keep on messing with us. You, you don't know, Benny. The guy from Oklahoma, you don't know how bad it could be for him that he's messing with the wrong people. But I remember curanderas when I thought when I was small. Some of these curanderas, well, there wasn't curanderas as a thing. I remember seeing something that looked like death, a statue, a black statue, and there was black candles and black candles burned and dark red candles burned. And I was looking at it, and they told me to get out of there. It was like a little room with a little altar, and I think that might have been what Benny talks about the Santa Muerte. That people, yeah, pelotas, maíz en pelotas. Yeah, but I did. You know what, Benny? I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I seen something. What you're talking about, the Santa Muerte is supposed to be black, like NATO, with a veil on the face, right? I remember seeing something like that when I was a kid. I just didn't know one. I didn't know it was a Santa Muerte or a bruja, but I seen her walking in the middle of the street. I didn't get to see her face, but she was all in black, and I remember seeing her. She didn't look back. She was just walking in the middle of the road. I've seen her, just like I've seen La Llorona. La Llorona tiene blanco, right, with a veil on her face. But I've seen a Santa Muerte. Could To me, it was a Santa Muerte because the way it was walking, it looked like huesos moving, like huesos, like bones. Yeah, well, I'm sorry that you lost out on that much money, man. Uh, I guess I would be upset too if I lost that much money, or somebody cheated me out of that money. I never had that much money in my life. Uh, I think after the war, after we fought the battle of Medina Ridge, the Kuwaiti government wanted to give all the soldiers that fought the front line, that they wanted to give us like $60,000. Whether they gave it to us or not, I don't know, because we never received nothing. But they wanted to give each person that fought the front line against Saddam Hussein's Medina Republican Guard money, but we never received nothing. I'm thinking that the government might have kept it, but that was a long time ago. I have a cousin that believes in the Santa Muerte. Mi prima. She believes in that. She's even got a tattoo on her arm, Benny, a la Santa Muerte. That's what she believes in, just like you. Wow, that's a lot there, Smurfy. That microwave is going crazy. I'm gonna have to go disconnect it real quick. Uh, I've seen the Santa, well, not even say the muerte. I'll just say death, because I've seen death, muerte, la muerte, uh, in NTC in California when our tank was gonna flip over. Uh, I've seen an image. of the tank flipping over. So I traversed the turret to the left. Let me go disconnect this microwave real quick. I'll be right back. It's just going crazy now, no? Jesus. I'll take a look. Shut it down. Jesus. We're gonna have to put that other microwave right there. Sorry about that. We were having technical difficulties with a microwave. We don't know what was messing with it, but I had to disconnect it. I'm sorry. I do have another microwave on standby that we bought, so that's probably going to be the next step is place that new microwave in there and take that old one out. Yeah. So where are you originally from, Benny? Where are you originally from? Are you on this side of the border, or do you live in Mexico? Because so if you know the Santa Muerte, then you know there is brujas and brujos too, right? Do the brujas and brujos believe in the Santa Muerte also? All I remember just fighting spiritually since I was a kid against brujos and brujas coming after me, man. I'm just trying to see what their source was, what they were believing in. Then he said, if I got burned for 5 million, all the family going to get a hit. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Benny. Uh, there was a demon that offered me to be the richest man in the world when I was 17 years old. He told me, I know where you stand with. We already know who that is, and he went, eh. And he said, if you follow me, you can have, you can be the richest man in the world, but you got to follow me. That's what he told me. And you know, since you talk about muerte, I remember there was a car coming, and the lights hit him in the face. When the light hit him in the face, I could see a skeleton and a snake going through his socket. And then I started when I seen that, I started praying to our Father, and he started moving real fast, like he couldn't stay in form. And he said, "I can't win right now." And I was praying to our Father, and he's like, when he said, "There's going to be a day that God is not going to be with you. I'm going to be there." He took 3 steps. He was on a 10-speed bike. Took 3 steps and vanished. uh, white smoke, sulfur. Lost my breath. Like something tried to go in through my mouth as I'm saying the story. He vanished, and it smelled like sulfur. The bike that he had with vanished with him too. But I chose Jesus Christ. I guess everybody makes their own personal decision of the path that they want to be. Because my spirit was telling me to remain loyal and keep my faith with Jesus Christ. Yes, I've seen him. I've seen I call him the soul collector. I found out later on when my grandmother died that she was a bruja. Matter of fact, she was a evil bruja negra, to my understanding, by my older cousins that were like probably 30 years older than me. I didn't know, but that will make sense of a lot of things that I witnessed that will happen around my home. But I seen the soul collector that came for her. It was a Sunday. She had made capirutada, and she knew I like capirutada, and she told me to go over to go get a bowl of capirutada. I was eating the capirutada, and then there was somebody knocking on the door. We didn't have no doorbells back then. This is like in the 70s, like 79, 80, 79 or 80. And she said, go check. She was already like up there in age, like 80 something years old. And I went to go check. It was a man. Yeah, I never seen him before. He had a red shirt and some black pants, and he had a beard. And he said, "Esta la señora de la casa." And I could hear my grandmother walking down the hallway. It was a long hallway. And I said, "Ma, está aquí un señor." She went there. When she got there to the door, she backed up like 3 steps, like she was scared. And I'm looking at this man because I've never seen him before. So he looks at her and he says, "Me vas a dejar que entre?" That's the way he said it. "Me vas a dejar que entre?" Like, are you gonna let me in? And I've never seen this man before, right? That's what he's telling her. Are you gonna let me in? And I could see that my grandmother was scared, right? So she's like, "Sí, pásale, pásale, pásale." So it's kind of like he entered her home. He went to the kitchen. I went to the kitchen with him, with my grandmother, because she was acting weird. I never seen her act like this with anybody. So he went to go sit down on the table, and she said, "Hey, I made your favorite." And I was like, "Made your favorite?" I was like, I never seen this guy before. She put it the whole bowl of capirotada. It was estaba grande, así now huge. Put it right in front of him. He looks at her and then he goes like this, and he starts eating it like an animal, como un animal, with no spoon, con la pura boca, just eating it out of there. So he's eating it, and I'm looking underneath the table. You can see gnats flying from his right leg, and I see a twitch on his leg, like it's twitching. So I'll go underneath, and I'm looking at the gnats because he's got gnats on his right leg. And when I lift his pants, I could see a leg of what seemed to be like a goat. He kicked me. I came around, moving real fast from underneath the table, and he got up and he's looking at me like real. He's got this weird look in his face, just looking at me. He pointed at me. "Me lo voy a llevar a él. Él está muy fuerte." That's what he said. "Me lo voy a llevar a él." Like he's saying, I understand what he's saying. He said, "I'm gonna take him." So I'm looking at him with no fear, and my grandmother says, no, 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 él. And he's like, pues voy a llevar a ti porque ya es tu tiempo. And she's like, no, 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 no. Dame otro año, like give me another year. Then he said, if not him, then who? Si no a él, ¿a quién? She named my uncle. She named my uncle's name, right? So when she named my uncle's name, it's when he got up and walked through the hallway out the door. I seen him go out the gate, and my grandmother is saying, "Don't follow him." So I'm seeing him going up the street, going up the hill. So I go running after him, and my mother's telling him not to follow him, and my grandmother's telling me not to follow him. So I go up the hill, and I see him walking in the middle of the road. It's kind of like that was like a rip in time. He went through that rip of time, and it closed. There was like a sound when that happened, like a loud, like a sound like a sound of metal to metal, or like like lamina or something. I don't know, weird noise when that happened. I went looking for him and I couldn't find him nowhere. There was the first and the last. Well, that time, just want to say I never found out who he was or anything. I just felt that it was something demonic, from somewhere else. Uh, well, I see gnats. I was a kid. I'm one of those kid. I was one of those kids that curiosity. I had a lot of curiosity. I'm trying to find out why there's so many gnats on this guy's right leg. And that's what I seen. It was a goat leg. Uh, 2 weeks later, we get a phone call from my aunt saying that there's a lot of things happening at the home. That they're hearing a man with hooves going to the front porch at nighttime. So we went over there to spend the night so we can witness what was going on. And I seen the man, the same man that was at my grandmother's house, or the form of the man. You could hear the hoofs where he's got the goat legs and he's walking on the porch. You could hear the hoof sounds, and I recognized how he looked. I know what it was because the same one that was at my grandmother's house, and he was running havoc over there, where my uncle started getting spiritually attacked, which was being, you could say, demonized uh, by this demon. Uh, he was acting like a rooster at one time. He was climbing the walls like a lizard, like literally climbing the walls, like something else had control over his body. That he was climbing the wall, climbing towards the ceiling, and he'd be looking down at us, and we'll be there praying, praying the Our Father. We talk about, praying the Our Father, praying till one day, as we're all praying, whatever was in him left his body. That he fell off the wall. He landed on the bed, and it came out of him, and it blew out the screen window. But we freed him from that possession, from the bondage. Yeah, people call him a chamuco. He could have been a nagual, but he had goat leg, like kind of like Pan, right? Cabrito. I don't know. I'm just saying the stories that I remember, what I witnessed. But the only way they could have power, I think the jurisdiction it had there is because it has to be somebody from the bloodline to send it that way. Since it was his mother, it in some kind of way it had jurisdiction to go mess with them, even though because she's trying to buy more time. And that's sad. The people that make deals and they don't want to get the repercussion of the deal, and they rather send that soul collector to their next of kin, their family members, whether it's a son, a daughter, or their children, that to buy more time, they want to rather send it to somebody else. That's what's sickening about that, you know. But that's part of spiritual warfare. That's where generational curses come from. You're welcome. Cabritos, cabritos, and I don't know. I got a question for you for those who know about Mexico, reside in Mexico. If here in Central Texas, well, we know about the things that happened in the past, like in the pyramids, Mayans, Aztecas, and different tribes that had the pyramids. That there was a lot of blood sacrifices, because it's been happening for a long time. Even before what's happening in the borders, it's been happening from back then when the Watchers were here and they were watching over mankind, guiding them, the crops and all these things, and they had already been slept with women and all this stuff. They created the Nephilim, so they were using the people to go up against themselves, in which the kings of the Aztecas, Mayans, and different other natives that live along the borders in Mexico, including the pharaohs, that they were sacrificing people for good crops, for good health, uh, riches. You know, they were doing that already then. No difference than what Benny's talking about when he's talking about the Santa Muerte. They were doing this back then, but back then they were killing thousands of people, thousands of people. They were beheading people, uh, in which that's where that originates from. From the Acapulu, which is Anunnaki, which is the Watchers. They were doing that for a very long time, and it's just re-happening again now through this Santa Muerte. Same thing, no difference than before. That's why it's considered, to me, would be a generational curse. It's kind of like it still has power domain over people over there that are open to it. If you compare it, Benny, or whoever's from Mexico, it's the same thing. Blood sacrifices. Blood sacrifices for what? No difference than what they were promising to the kings from back then. Blood sacrifices for power, for money. That's what they were doing, sacrificing people. I believe they still do the same thing right now. I mean, I don't know if Benny's still here with me or who's here with me. Benny Blanco. Let me see if there's any comments. I haven't been reading any more comments. Uh, just a lot of things, man. Many people has lost their life, not just here, but around the world. Because I believe this unseen forces that were here in the past, they're here again now. But they're bonding people, uh, causing division and chaos, and they're using people to stick to their narrative of what they do. To them, it's just about collecting a soul. That's all it is about. Apkulu, Apkulu. It's AKPALLU. Apakulu. APAK. Apakulu. Yeah, which is Anunnaki watchers. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's spiritual warfare and everything. If if my family was involved in something like that, or the witchcraft and necromancy, uh, I seen some things. If to my understanding from my older cousins, I witnessed things, but within myself, my spirit guided me to remain loyal to Jesus Christ. I see my grandfather get spiritually attacked by a demon in the chicken coop. Oh yeah. What do you think they were doing? What do you think they were doing? This for everybody. Everybody to think. Doesn't matter where you're at in the world. What do you think they were what the what the COVID was a coronavirus about? What do you think that was about? There was a lot of blood sacrifices where, brothers and sisters. Everybody knows. Everybody should know the answer. Where were the blood sacrifices happening during the coronavirus? Anybody? Anybody? Let's see somebody gets the answer to this. Gives me the answer to what I'm asking. Where were the blood sacrifices happening? Where people were being killed? I'm going to tell you. In the hospitals. The hospitals, their retirement homes or nursing homes, that's where they were killing people. The blood sacrifices. People were going in and they wasn't coming out. The hospitals were doing that. I'm just letting you know. Hospitals were the Black Widows. They were taking out people intentionally and they were getting paid to take out people. They were getting paid to give people the dosage of medicines. They were getting paid. I just killed something. Uh, I think we got an intruder here. Ike's little. I might have killed Ike. I got a water bug I just killed. But yeah, it was happening in the hospitals and the retirement homes. I knew people. I had a friend of mine that his sister and his her sister's daughter had taken a shot. Her sister, the daughter had barely graduated high school. He went home and he found both of them dead after taking the coronavirus shot. What was the opening? Anybody. What was the spiritual opening that people were getting not just physically killed by the hospitals, but spiritually attacked. They were being spiritually about it. What was the opening? Fear. The fear factor of it. The fear factor was leading people into the hospitals, and that's where some of the people wasn't coming out of the hospitals. And the fear was the spiritual opening for what? To attack the unseen forces. The disembodied demonic Nephilim, or you want to call them demonios, the legion. That's what was in place. That's what was attacking people, killing people because of the fear factor. Another thing was believing that the coronavirus was doing all this thing. If it was man-made, then that means that if they're believing it was real and how about this? Not just man-made, how about demonically influenced? If people were believing in the coronavirus, then it was demonically influenced. They were believing in the demons, in which that was a spiritual opening for them to get spiritually attacked and killed. Because how many people do you know that were running in fear? There was a lot of people. I don't know if Benny's still here or not, but that's what happens when people start believing in La Santa Muerte. It's dealing with cartels. They kill people because they want to show that they have power. They kill people because of fear. Because they want the people to be fearful. Because why? Spiritual openings. To what? To what they believe in, the Santa Muerte. So the Santa Muerte can do its works. Fear. So I suggest to you to have no fear. You maintain your love foundation. You pledge Jesus Christ first. And the Heavenly Father will take care of those that come up against you in a negative way. Bottom line. He protects us. But yes, I've seen a lot of things, Benny. But times have changed, just a lot of things in place right now, man. I remember, like I said, I had friends that were in the army when they were from Mexico. We was always talking about, well, how do you eliminate somebody that's evil? When we're talking about Saddam Hussein. So, well, the only way that I would know of is you cut the head out of the snake. You cut the head of the snake. You cut the head of the snake, then everybody that's under that snake falls, they retreat. That's how you eliminate the threat of the army and everything. If you eliminate the person in charge, then everybody else flees or somebody else steps up or whatever the case might be. But that's what you normally do. I do want to overbuild automotive. Yeah, Benny's been here. Benny Blanco's been here for a while here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I mean, I just don't try to focus too much on what he talks about, but I know it exists. Like I said, I have a cousin, a female cousin, that believes in the Santa Muerte. She got a tattoo of her, and she's got all kinds of things of the Santa Muerte. and I ran out of water. Yeah, and sometimes it's not the people's faults, right? What they're believing in. It's just what's shown to them. So they're just following suit of what's being shown to them. You know, I'm more sure my grandmother, she was following suit of what somebody showed her. And then she probably showed all my aunts or uncles are gone except three, which is my father, my aunt, and another uncle, two uncles. Well, my uncle, my father, and my aunt are the only ones left. It was weird because I went to a quinceañera. I was at the quinceañera and my aunt was there. She looks at me and she says, I want to introduce you to mi hermana y mi hermano. And I look and it's a lady I've never met before and a guy I've never seen before. But she called her, this is nighttime. She's calling them my brother and my sister. And she smiles at me. Spiritually, I can sense something. So to me, I felt that there were, she didn't say my brothers and sisters in Christ. She said me and my sister and my brother, and they were looking at me a certain way. And you know, like I said, I know that look because I fought spiritually all my life against people that believe in other things. So I could sense I was in a place where they were showing me what they believe in. So and I looked at her and I smiled, and this is what I told her. I said, "Man, they have so many desserts here." And I said, "How come they don't have capirutada here? I love capirutada." Man, when I said that, they all got up and walked out. They like literally got up and left. Yeah, I never took the shot. I wouldn't wear masks. The only time I would wear a mask if it's because at the VA they wouldn't let you come in to your doctor's appointment. But I wouldn't wear a mask. I did get sick one time, but I'm thinking it was allergies because there was a time frame when the allergies get real bad here in Central Texas. But I was in bed. I lost a lot of weight when whatever I got. I lost whew, like 25 pounds. So I don't think it was allergies. I had gotten something, but I gotten sick, and my brother, my son got sick, but we overcame it. You know, it's within our immune systems to overcome anything. The shots, what they were doing with the shots, was to affect your immune system, to mess with your DNA, but to mess with your immune system. So they were trying to take out your white blood cells, the white was it the blood cell count, so it wouldn't be able to heal your body properly, and that's how they were taking out a lot of people. Keon Maximus, do you want to kill me? Yes, Maximus. I want to kill you with love, man. With pure love, man. If you have an unclean spirit in you, we tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Leave Maximus alone. How you doing, Lolo? The only shot I took, the only shot I took was a couple of shots tequila, man. That was it. The tequila shots. Imagine this, brothers and sisters. Imagine you talk about third world countries, right? Imagine the people living in Mexico and all these other locations where they didn't have the shots or the things that we had here in the United States, they didn't have over there. And you never really heard about the numbers really accumulating a lot in Mexico or in certain areas where third world countries that people really wasn't dying. Why is that? The answer you already know. Al Gore said he's got some kind of curse for sure. What's the curse that you have, brother? Okay. Yeah, but people in Mexico wasn't dying. If you look at the charts, people in third world countries wasn't dying. It was only in certain locations, which means where the people were dying was where they were giving the shots and they were treating them in the hospitals in the nursing homes, and people were dying. In New York, there was a massacre over there in the nursing homes. They were having a field party. So many dead people. Telling you, man, it was about uh, what do you call it? They were trying to depopulate the United States of America. The same thing that China does to its people to to get rid of them, to depopulate them because they have so many. That's why I think they could only have like one child or something per family, because there's so many people already there. But that's what they were doing. Let me go get some water real quick. I'll be right back. Benny, keep them entertained, Benny. Tell them a story or something. I think I killed Mike is little familiar here. I don't know how he snuck in the house, but uh, Roche identified. Fire on the way. He splattered all over the place. Uh, okay. For he and me. Vitamin C. I took vitamin C. I was taking vitamin C vitamins when I was sick. That's what I took, and it helped me. And after that, every time I felt a certain way, I would take vitamin C vitamins. Where is Selena Gomez? I got the munchies. Sorry, guys. I'm eating this combo stuffed snacks. Oh yeah, I just killed one. Well, my wife called them water bugs. I said, "No, darling, that's not a water bug. That's a roach." I killed one. Normally, where when it rains a lot or it floods, the roaches they come out. I think this one was related to Oklahoma. He's got a little corn on the cob in his hands. I killed his familiar. I'm just playing. Corn on the cob salad. Sweet dreams. God bless. Good night, dang it, Nancy. Thank you. God bless you too. It's a little like a pretzel, and you got cheese in it. All right, Benny. Take it easy, brother. Oh, it's 3 a.m. Is that time? Let me see. Oh shit! No, it's 3:01. She's gonna be mad at you, man. You should have been prepared 5 minutes ago. Benny, do you have the purple mat? You have the purple mat? Yeah, that's when they're going to worship to the Santa Muerte, the devil and the demons, from 3 to 4 in the morning. Well, the witching hour, I thought it was. I can't remember what time the wishing hour. I thought the wishing hour was from 1 to 2. No, from 2 to 3, and the demonic hour is from 3 to 4. I can't remember. Some combos. Hmm? The only thing I can tell you is wish me. Me as Abe right now, when I was in the military, or from a long time ago, when I was in spirit. What song you talking about over Bill? Corn on the cob. I've seen the look. I've seen the look of people that dabble in dark arts, or people that worship demons and the demons and the devil, how they look. Those that worship them. There's a certain look in their face, like a trance-like state. I guess the best look I could tell you is from, what was the name of those movies that came out like a couple of years ago, where it was off of California. is dealing with the paranormal activity. Remember that one? Those there's a couple of those movies when the guy was running, he seen all the witches standing there, and they had a certain look in their face. I've seen that before. They're like in a trance-like state. Hey, look this up. I found it by typing this slob on my knob. What the hell? I, I got a uh, better one for you. It's the hot two girl. Hot two. You gotta hot do that thing. You know the hot two girl that's been breaking the internet. That's a boy. You gotta hot two. You gotta hot to that corner in the crowd. You know what I'm talking about, y'all? That hot two girl. Hawk two. Uh, don't be afraid of it, man. Take authority over it in Jesus Christ's name. Tie bind and rebuke it and send it away. And get a racist here. Adios. Evil hangs on you and follows you. Don't be afraid of it. Say, I tie bind and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. Call upon Jesus Christ and send it away. That's what you do. Not unless you're dabbling in something and that's what you're practicing. Well, of course, you're always going to be hanging around you if you're dabbling in something. Yeah, I'm being honest. Is that if that's what you're dabbling in, then that's the only thing that's going to be around you. But if it's following you because it's a generational curse where you're going to make a spiritual stance against it and cut those negative ties. You can have no anger, no hatred, no vengeance. You have to forgive in order for it to have no jurisdiction over you. You have to forgive because forgiveness is part of love. Then you cut all those negative ties, and they have no jurisdiction over you, and that's when the evil flees because you get blessed through the spiritual gift of discernment for forgiving. Yeah, there's a lot of people that claim they've seen hell or a form of hell. I know I've seen something because I was shown something by what they call themselves the tormentors. They said they have individual names. And they asked me if I want to know their names, and I said no. Like I didn't respond to them. Um, the only thing that were offering me was for me to take my life, to kill myself. But I had already forgiven, which is I was awakened spiritually. I said, "You're not going to mess with your loved ones." So first of all, my loved ones are protected by the Heavenly Father because I pray for them. And then I looked at them, and I said, I tie bind and rebuke in Jesus Christ. I'm taking authority over y'all. Tie bind and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. When I said that, they fled. They were like in a dark shadow form, pretty tall. They showed me, I seen the people were trapped in like cages that had spikes They had all kinds of torture, knives, machetes, and all kinds of different torture tools that they have. This area, the souls over there, their flesh was coming on, would come on them. Then it would the flesh would come off, come back on. It's like constant torture. Where I rebuked them in Jesus Christ's name, and they left. But that's how sneaky they are. That they like to trick people. Imagine how many people they've tricked in that nature to take their lives, to suicide. Let me see some of the comments. Somebody said, "Hey, what do you think about the people that have phone calls from loved ones that have passed on?" Man, that's a iffy one. Well, I know one thing. I've never haven't had a phone call like that is my loved one on the other side, but the day after, well, the day that's was it the same? No, the day after, I had a phone call, but it wasn't from a loved one. The phone call I had was like at 10:30 at night, and I could hear women laughing. You could say brujas, a bunch of them. They were all laughing, and I could hear either two things: a baby crying or a cat crying. But they literally killed a cat or killed a baby, because I could hear that all through the phone when they did it, and I hung up the phone. So there is some very evil people. Uh, I've never personally gotten a phone call, but I have witnessed something that manifested to look like my mother. Uh, that I had something happen to me. She was smiling at me like my mother would smile, but I could see right through it that something had manifested to look like my mother. So I started praying, because there's no way that it was her. I mean, I'm talking about she was looking like she was in the flesh. She wasn't looking like a spirit. Like literally, I could see the color of clothes and everything. Whatever it was, had a manifestation of her for about a good, I would say, 2 3 minutes. But as I seen her and I kept on praying against it because I know it wasn't my mother, it just disappeared. Uh, but there's no way that they can manifest to look like they're here, like you and me right now. Um, but I knew I could see right through it, and I prayed against it immediately. Now that happened to me. That's, I think, worse than having a phone call, hearing somebody that my son. Okay, the things that I had happen to me dealing with their voice would be, for example, I could be. I remember one time I was at a mall in San Antonio at the Ingram Mall, and I hear my mother's voice yell my name, and I turn around and I look, but she's not there. I've had her uh, say my name in that manner numerous times, but never a phone call. Let me read some more of the comments here. Be careful of the minute that somebody should only listen to my music. Oh shoot. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, I thought you were talking about scary movie, man. They get the phone calls. Good morning, Sister Delana. When I got scared, I just called Tyrone. Oh man. Uh, Tyrone looking like the brothers, the one that like the girls to dress up in the football uniform. Uh, and Wayne brothers are crazy, funny as hell. Yeah. I've had some strange things happen to my phone. Like I have a picture where there's lines. If you make those lines open up, they move. I can have a picture, and that's what it was doing to my phones. Those lines that were in there, it was like a I don't know, it was a glitch on my phone or something that happened on my hand. And when you open up the lines, they move. It's an old picture. Yeah, I have a picture on spiritual encrypted encounters on on Facebook where I got that picture of my hand on my palm, and you see a bunch of lines. Before that happened, I had a picture of the sky where you could see like uh like a passageway, like a road up in the heavens. I got a picture of that too, but it's from an older phone from back in the 2000 and guess like around 5 or 6. But yeah, just a lot of events. Those phones, after a while, they blew up. The batteries would blow up on them, or the lens would crack on them because it was hot and heavy in those areas. Wasn't even talking about tan lines, staying out of the sun. Yeah, I get like a lobster if I get in the sun. I look red, so I stay out of the sun. It's so Benny's he's at church right now with a Santa Muerte. Hey, that's a brujeria. That's what that is. You worship at 3 in the morning. That's brujeria. Exactly what it is. Yeah, I killed one of Mikey's uh, familiars. I got it here in the ground, but I'm not gonna show it. Splattered, splattered all over the place. I need to mop up where it splattered. Rudy people. Colorados. Colorados. Rudy people. What do you mean, Rudy? Like rude people? Here's a troll. He's out of here. Yeah, there's a time when like Benny Blanco was saying, he's worshiping his Santa Muerte. There's a time frame that all these people go worship what they worship, the demons, the devils, or whatever they worship. It's this time frame. Oh yeah, Colorado. Yeah, and there's corn on the cob identified. Fire on the way. Brrr. Damn, somebody took him out real quick. He's mad because they killed his familiar. I splattered him all over the place. £21 black cat. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know. He's a sick individual. He's got those teeth that look like they look like they've had all kinds of chemicals on them, or lack of personal hygiene. There you go, Sister Nella's getting you some popcorn. Don't let corn on the cob hear your Delina talking about popcorn. He's gonna try to introduce to a corn on the cob. I think he thinks he's Malachi from Children of the Corn. They had a lot of corn on the cob. I think that's where he's getting that from that movie Children of the Corn. He thinks it's Malachi. That's why he talks about eating the corn on the cob the long ways. And lotes. Yeah, when I remember when Children of the Corn came out. That was a freaky movie. That's like in the 80s. Yeah, the first Children of the Corn. Imagine having Mikey in there as Malachi. Well, no, he looks more like Shrek, you know, than Malachi. Mm-hmm. Well, I know what he does with corn on the cob, but I'm trying to figure out. Since he likes pumpkins, what the hell does he do with a pumpkin? That's what I want to know. I know he talks about corn on the cob, but he also talks about pumpkins. So he's got to love himself some pumpkins too. Yeah, yeah, he be talking a lot of stuff, but yeah, corn on the cob. It looks like Shrek. It sounds like he never took out the cotton out of the dentist. Yeah, he's crazy, man. He got some issues. He always wants to. He's not, you know, sometimes he don't do videos, I guess, but he always wants people to donate to his Patreon or to his Cash App. Oh man, he probably is. No, I think he has more fun with corn on the cob. Yeah, he's a colonel, colonel on the cob. The Scarecrow. I think I remember that movie. But the original Scarecrow was from Wizard of Oz. We all know this. The original Scarecrow. Was there corn on the cob in the field? That's what I want to know from the Wizard of Oz. I thought there was a field that had corn on the cob where the Scarecrow was. What was he guarding? Was it corn on the cob? The Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. Yeah, I think I remember that movie you're talking about. The Scarecrow movie. A lot of scary movies back in the day. The original, I think one of them was called The Boogeyman. The original Boogeyman was dealing with was a mirror, something to do with a mirror that some guy had killed his wife or girlfriend, and the spirit of that, you know, they killed him or whatever was in the mirror. So when the mirror broke, people started getting, you know, there was a piece of glass where he started running, you know, causing all kinds of people to die in that movie. We got Sister Morgan here. Yeah, I remember Night Gallery. I remember the other one with the guy was a newspaper writer, and he was always running to the movies. The Night Stalker, Kojak, Kolja, Jack. He was like a news reporter. That was a pretty good series too. Night Gallery, Kojak, Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, uh, the Twilight Zone. Let's see, the Outer Limits. Yeah, I used to watch all those shows back in the day. But I remember the Night Gallery one, Twin Peaks. Yeah, I remember the Rockford Files, Beretta, McLeod. Uh, what was that? The big guy. What was his name? Kojak. You know, remember Kojak? Oh yeah, Simon and Simon. Uh, that's where what's the name started his career. Bruce Willis and what was that other girl's name? What was the name of the show? Moonlighting. That's where he started his career. Moonlighting. Then Tom Hanks came out in Bosom Buddies. That's where he started his career. Oh yeah, Moonlighting. It had Bruce Willis in it, and I can remember, and so many good shows. Perfect Strangers. Good morning, Katie. How you doing, sister? I've been knowing Katie for a lot of years. Sister Katie. Yeah, Twin Creeks was creepy. Uh, the good shows, the Love Boat, Fantasy Island on Saturdays. This one that will come out. But yeah, the Rockford Files was a good one. Uh, Beretta, let me see. And there's so many. Remember that other one, the Greatest American Superhero. But Twin Peaks was pretty good. There was another one that so many shows that you can't even keep up with anymore. That I just look up some of the shows, a series, the new series that are coming out, that come out right now. That I just so many different episode series that I can't keep up with them. There's so many of them. Yeah, trying to be fast. China Beach. Yeah, I remember way back the other one night we were talking here. We were just talking about all the shows. Like shows from the '60s, shows from the '70s, and we are just doing trivia questions of shows. We talk about comedy and just so many shows. I remember the show WKRP in Cincinnati with Lonnie Anderson. Uh, we talked about Baywatch. I'm talking about old shows. Uh, the Mary Tyler Moore Show, Carol Burnett Show, Hee Haw, and I could keep on going. Young Writers. I remember the cowboy movies or the old shows they used to have. Bonanza, Chaparral, Little House on the Prairie, uh, Wagon Train, uh, Gunsmoke, Rifleman, Wyatt Earp, the Cisco Kid, uh, uh, the Lone Ranger. So many of them. The Benny Hinn Show. He would come out late at night, acting crazy. Benny Hinn. It was a crazy show right there. It was funny. Uh, yeah, Carol Burnett was very funny. Yeah, Dallas, Knots Landing, Dynasty, uh, Falcon Crest, Falcon Crest. Shit, Charlie's Angels. Yeah, the Benny Hill show. Uh, uh, Mistress of the Night, Elvira. I used to like watching Elvira. 90210. Uh, Friends. Shoot. There's so many shows throughout the years. MacGyver. Remember MacGyver? We were talking about it one night, and people were just naming. The show went from me talking to just people naming all kinds of different TV shows. We're going through the years, and then we started talking about movies, and That's all you would see, comments and comments of different movies, cartoons, and just everything, you know. Oh, Three's Company was a bomb. I like watching Suzanne Summers. May she rest in peace. I think she was funny as hell. Uh, she was funny as hell, and I liked her the shorts she would wear. But she was funny. The part she would play, Susan Summers. I think I think the only one that's left from Three's Company is it Janice? No, there's a couple of them that are left still. One or two. Don Knotts, yeah. I like uh, Mr. Furley. I mean Norman. What's his name? Uh, Norman and his wife. What were they called? Damn it! I'm trying to remember the name. The name that they used on the show. The first people that were in charge of him. Norman and his wife. He'll go like this. He give the little smile and go like that. And call Jack Tinkerbell. The Furleys, yeah. Mama's Family was pretty good. Get what was it, the Roseanne Barr, was it Roseanne Barr show? Adam's Family, Dark Shadows. Yeah, I remember that. The Ropers. Yeah, there you go. The Ropers. Yeah, that was like one of my favorite shows. Three's Company. There was one day that I found them on TV, and I just watched all the. I was just watching them every night. Every night, they would play like three or four of them, and I was just watching it and watching them. You know. You're welcome, Raphael. I think the Susan Somerset competition. Well, I don't know. I think the one that would Pamela Anderson. Not Pamela Anderson. Lonnie Anderson was pretty bad too. He's been like that for years. Reynaldo. A lot of homeless veterans. Dark Shadows. Dark Shadows. The Farleys. Yeah, Charlie's Angels was a good show. You had $6 Million Man, The Bionic Woman, Batman and Robin, The Green Hornet. Uh, Too Close for Comfort. I don't know you remember that one. Yeah, Gunsmoke. Mel's Diner. Kiss My Grits. Yeah, Different Strokes, The Jeffersons. The good old days. Yeah, Alice. Alice, yeah, that was the name of the show, Alice. Laverne and Shirley. Happy Days. Joni Loves Chachi. Oh man. when Richie Cunningham was a kid. What's the name of the show? With the Andy Griffith show. He had Don Knotts in it. Matlock. Murder She Wrote. I smell popcorn. Somebody cooking some popcorn over there. Columbo. Yeah. Uh, Tales from the Dark Side. Y'all remember that show? Tales from the Dark Side. Ding. You had this weird noise to it. Tales from the Dark Side. Oh, that's cool. Y'all making a popcorn for me? They got the microwave working again. That's messed up. My microwave went from beeping and beeping to working. Tale from the Dark Side. It was like, I can't remember what they would say, but it was creepy as hell. I remember the one where the old man was stubborn and he was already dead, but he was so stubborn that he would come downstairs, open up his coffin, came out of his coffin, and his nose was falling off, his ears were falling off. Yeah. But the black and white movies were some of the outer limits. But the Twilight Zone, that was some of those Twilight Zone episodes were pretty good from back in the day. Kiss my grits. Yeah. Miss Flo, Miss Flo. A lot of good old shows. What was the other one? We had the Beverly Hillbillies, Green Acres. Green Acres was the place to be. What was the name? The name of was it Eva Gabor or something like that? From Green Acres. Yes, I seen that one. That's Tales from the Crypt. It was Chong's daughter that played the part of the demon. From Cheech and Chong. His daughter was the one that turned into the gargoyle. Serenity. Yeah, I remember Serenity. He's dealing with a firefly. Yeah. Yeah, I seen it. That was a good one. Yeah, Tales from the Crypt. Uh, from Tales of the Crypt, they created the movie Demon Knight. That was one of the ones they created from Tales of the Crypt. And I think there was another one they created. It was dealing with voodoo. I just can't remember where it took place, but And then for those that do into the comic books, well, I remember a lot of comic books. You know, and some of those comic books, as y'all know, there's a lot of movies that are made from the comic books. Some of the Conan the Barbarian movies, those from the comic books. Tarzan from the comic books. Well, there used to be a Tarzan show back in the day. They would show it like almost every day. The Creep Show, there we go. The Creep Show, that's one of them. I remember going to the drive-in when I was a kid. It was like 250 for or 350 for a whole carload of people. You take your own popcorn, your own food, your own pickles, because you don't want to buy from the concession stand, uh, and you get to see the movies. Yeah, the Conan the Barbarian ones were good, man. With Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then you had the Rasonia, the Beastmaster. Yeah, we still got there's a drive-in in Gatesville. The shitty speakers and the intermissions. Uh, Sometimes they would show Spanish movies at the drive-in. Then certain nights I think it was. I mean, I don't know because I never went, but certain nights I had them triple X movies, and it's crazy because the people will go see it. You pass down the highway, you could see it off the highway. We were going to a different town. My parents were like, "Don't be looking that ways. Don't be looking that ways." Some ferrets. They're the Beastmaster. But yeah, nobody's been able to do a good Conan the Barbarian movie, man. He's like, his movies of Conan the Barbarian still stand out till this day for me. To Q streaming. Oh yeah, Hercules, uh, Xena, what's it called? The Warrior Princess. That was some good shows, some good times when they showed them. Normally they'll show them back to back. About twin brothers, yes, they had a lot of like lower budget movies. Hercules with they had Hercules with Lou Ferrigno. No, that's like in the early 80s or like mid 70s. Frazier, yeah. What was the other guy that sells the credit cards all the time? What was his name? The other comedian with the black hair, curly hair. He had his own show too. I just can't remember his name. I really never watched his series because I was in the military and I was always gone. But there was a comedian that he was always selling Visa cards. Seinfeld, there you go, Seinfeld show. Seinfeld, yes. Yeah, I, I'm gonna keep it hush hush, but I'll be watching free movies for free. I know a couple of sites. That's all I can tell you. I won't say the links here, but anything that's out in the cinemas, anything that's out in the movies right now, I watch it. Can watch it for free. Oh yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh yeah, that was Angel, Charmed. I used to have all the series of all of them on CDs. Well, sometimes certain things pop up there, so you have to put the little X button if you don't want to watch what pops up all of a sudden. You have to put the X on it to go back to the movie. Yeah, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 1 and 2 and 3 and Army of Darkness. The first time I see one of those other kind of movies was at my uncle's house. He had satellite. He lived out in Poor Mansville. I was spending the weekend, and he said, "Be careful when you turn the buttons, because it might something else might pop up on there." I think the pop up was the Playboy Station channel or something, and they were showing all kinds of stuff. Oh man, broomstick. Somebody said Angel, right? Did somebody say Angel? Angel and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, those are some good ones. They were pretty popular back then. Raphael, Supernatural. That was a good series, Supernatural. Come here and give me some sure. How long have we been going on here? And here it says I've been going live for about 26 minutes, but I know I've been talking here for longer than that. Oh, it's already going to be 4 in the morning. The Jerky Boys. I never heard of that one. I remember a show called Remington Steele with Pierce Bronson. Oh, got you with that one. That's where he started his career. That's Remington Steele. And I think the other one was one of the Charlie's Angels, so the one that played Sabrina, that came out with him on that show. If I'm correct, I'm not sure. I think it was her. Then you had Scarecrow, Mrs. King, I think, something like that. But Evil Dead, I guess, was kind of scary for its time. Evil Dead, some of the parts of the movie, they make you jump out of your seat a little bit. Like, we're gonna get you. They'll be like, join us, join us, join us. Yeah, Maximum Overdrive, man. All the James Bond movies, uh, the different James Bonds. There were so many James Bonds. Uh, Star Wars, Star Trek. What was that other show? Quantum Leap. I think they remade that one. Quantum Leap. Comedy horror. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I wasted my money on that movie. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Has anybody seen that movie? It was a waste of $1. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was the name of the movie. Low budget. Man, so many movies. Uh, how about the one where it's a vampire movie and he says, the guy's like, Brewster, I'm gonna come. So I think he's like a vampire. What? Something about dinner. He's laying in bed with him. What's the name of that movie? It was about a vampire movie. Fright Night, yeah. Brewster. Can't remember what he said. Mm-mm-mm. Dinner is served, or something like that. American Werewolf in London. That was a good one. Oh yeah, those were good. Of course, all the horror movies, the Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy Krueger, uh, Shud. They had a movie called The Watchers back in the day. They got a movie now in the cinema called The Watchers, and it's a whole different animal than the Watchers. The Watchers from the back in the day, it was about government-made creatures. This movie it's a whole different movie, and it's dealing with the Watchers and like the Watchers. Well, I'm not gonna say what it's about, but it's dealing with kind of like what's biblically and mythologically. Read on YouTube. Uh, Dead Alive 1992. There were so many creepy movies back then. Jacob's Ladder. Uh, uh, you had The Exorcist, and then you had, I know y'all remember this, but there was another one. It's called Abby. Have you ever seen Abby? It was dealing with a black female that was possessed, and the name was Abby. I don't know where anybody seen that one. You had It's Alive. Remember that one? It's Alive. How about The Prophecy? Anybody remember that? The Gate, The Goonies. Uh, Sleepwalkers. Sleepwalkers. They had the guy that turned into like some kind of cat. Well, there was two kind of prophecies. Prophecy was dealing with some water with mercury. There was that this bear or grizzly bear was mutated. Yeah, cat people. Uh, I'm trying to remember this other one. It's dealing with a witch from a tree. I just remember the name of it, where uh, she was a babysitter. I just remember the name of the movie, and she was like a witch, and she would steal the babies, and they'll go into a tree. Yeah, they had the Christopher Walken prophecy, but they had a different one called the prophecy. Prophecy was dealing with a mutated bear, uh, the mercury in the water. I'm trying to remember the other name of that movie of this witch. Oh man, I don't know. She was a babysitter, and everywhere she babysitted, the children would disappear. I don't know if y'all remember this movie that I'm speaking of. I just can't remember the name of it on top of my head, but that was kind of creepy. It's like she would be naked, but it's like she was part of her was like from the bark from the tree. And in the movie, towards the end, the man goes and try to cut the tree with a chainsaw. The Believers? Ah, yeah, I know the Believers. Uh, I just can't remember the name of the movie. I'll remember it one day. Ooh, I'm trying to remember the name of the movie. Just can't right now. But shoot, I've been going on for a while. I think I need to get me some rest. I want to say thank you all for those who turn in here. We were talking about all kinds of things to talking about movies. Oh yeah, the movie Troll, Puppet Master 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. I don't know how many Puppet Masters are made. There was a lot of Puppet Masters. The Troll movies. Uh, so many, so many movies. What was the other one? Those Critters, 1, 2, and 3, I think. They came from space. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna get me some rest. Thank you all for tuning in. God bless y'all. Had a good time talking about all this movies. Yeah, Wishmaster, man. Yeah, a lot of these old movies, you can see them on YouTube. You just look up movies from the 80s or from the 70s, they'll pop up. Or some of the sites that I go to, they have old movies there. Beyond the Door, Mirror, 1, 2, and 3. Beyond the Door, 1, 2, 3. Uh, Witchcraft, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So many movies. Salem Slot. Oh, I forgot about that one. Let me in. Yes, yes. Let me in. That was scary as hell. That part where the little boy is tapping on the window. Salem's Lot. Anyways, everybody have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you all. And peace out, everybody.